Now, another OPEC member is feeling far more pain. Some analysts think the sharp drop in oil prices could spell disaster for Venezuela's economy. Oil makes up 96% of the country's export revenues, 25% of its gross domestic product. It's making Venezuela's economic situation even more precarious after decades of mismanagement. Let's talk to Diego Moya-Ocampos. He's Latin America analyst at IHS Global. Afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us. Is the game over for Venezuela? Many people are taking a very severe view of what's going on.
Well, certainly the situation seems quite complicated. And as the economy deteriorates as a result of the fall in oil prices, so will the political and the security situation in the country. This is a country, we have to remember, that is already facing an economic contraction of, we assess, minus 4.6% this year, a deficit of close to 15%, which is expected to expand to nearly 20% next year, and a place where already has a record high inflation rate of 64.3%, and very intense shortages of food and basic goods.
So this places not only unpleasantness as far as citizens of the country are concerned, but an enormous amount of pressure on the government. Do you sense that there has to be political change now, or do you think that Venezuela, still a member of OPEC, will be able to force the price up somehow, or encourage its fellow members in OPEC to force the price of oil up?
Well, the key problem for Venezuela is that the government, as you know, depends on all revenues for government spending. And government spending, within government spending, the funding of social inclusion policies is key for this government to guarantee political instability, to keep social discontent at bay, again, as the economy keeps deteriorating. Now, the problem in Venezuela within OPEC is that it has lost its place because it has bet in the last 14 years in an oil policy based in prices and not in production. And what we have been seeing is, since the years of Chavismo, a sustained decline in oil production. Now, oil production seems to remain flat and will not increase in the two-year outlook. And with a scenario of flat or declining oil prices, certainly the government will be in trouble to keep up with government spending and, again, to fund social inclusion policies, which comes to a very vicious cycle because, again, if the government does not have enough money to allocate for social inclusion policies to well-known misiones, then social discontent and social unrest will increase, threatening political stability in the country.
Indeed. Do you think, as far as your outlook towards Venezuela is concerned, is that OPEC has, as it were, had its day, that it should no longer exist, that it's no longer fit for purpose?
Not at all. Not at all. I think the OPEC still is relevant. And what clear Venezuela needs to understand is that a cut in oil production at this point would have meant for OPEC losing market share. Now, clearly, the next meeting apparently is going to take place in June, and Venezuela will try again to bring to the table the proposal. However, what Venezuela needs to understand is that if they do not create the conditions to increase oil production, its relevance, its influence within OPEC will be diminished, as it was proven in the 27th of November meeting.
Diego Moya-Ocampos, thank you very much indeed for joining us.